Hello guys, it's Ethan here. Today I'm doing a Banlist prediction video again. I've did this a couple of times. If you guys are interested on my thoughts on the past seasons, feel free to scroll through my uploaded video. And then this time, in this January format in OCG, I'm not very enjoying it because there's a couple of degenerate cards around. And hopefully the Konami address it in this upcoming balance and gave us a healthier environment for Yu-Gi-Oh! So FYI, I will only cover the cards I think should get hits, but not those coming out from the restrictions. So keep that in mind. So without further ado, let's get right into the agenda. Right, the agenda for today. Firstly, I will be as usual reviewing the current ban list. And then we take a look on some metagame reports, notably the data from Rob the King and NTU Cgm. And then after that we will analyze the top performing decks, and then we will have a brief discussion on Metagame Paradigm, and then talk about some staples, and then finally I will pull off my upcoming banlist prediction. So the first one is the current banlist that we are applying, which is the 2022 January OCG banlist. As you guys can see, the Fusion Destiny is banned, and that caused an end to the Phoenix Enforcer era. And then at the limited section, we have the home skills from Phantom Knights, because they are the top performing decks last season. Meow Meow to 1, a bit surprised. They might back to 2 in the near future, I guess. Corsa Designator, a bit too generic, not just as a entrant negations, but also could be an Omni negate during the mirror match. And then over the semi-limited section, Brave Token, the Equomancer and the Rite of Aramesia. We saw this coming. Everyone was splashing it in their decks, and the free Omni negates just to observe. Sword Soul Searcher to 2, which is a tiny consistency hit to the archetype. Outer Guys Modifier and Metaverse from 1 to 2, not doing much. And then over the unrestricted section, we have Skullbat Joker, Soul Eating Overraptor, Red Eyes Darkness Meta Dragon, and Scapegoat. All of them are not creating any huge impact to the metagame. Let's move on to the Metagame Report for this season. Alright, by the time I record this video is the end of February, so the data I could get from Road of the King is until February 23rd. Looking at all these pie charts, we can clearly see that the Branded Despia is dominating throughout the season. Secondly, we have Brave Tenyi. As you guys know, the Crystron and Aurorodon shenanigans with the Rose Dragon engine that consistently put off a Baroness the Flu on top of the Brave Token engine, which is also an Omni negates. For the third place, we have Flanderies or even Drytron, while Ellich follow closely behind. Some notable mentions are the Tri-Brigade and the Serion. They are doing pretty well, but there's still some huge gap if you compare them with the top 2 performing decks. Let's take a look on the data from NTU Cgm. Branded, which is the Despia with Branded overall, is not dominating as well, and then Brave Tenyi followed behind. Although I say Brave Tenyi is one of the 2 performing decks, but as compared to Branded, they are still like quite far apart, I would say, looking at the percentage. And then we have the most recent 3 weeks, also Branded holding the top spot. Interesting enough, Flanderies is slightly taking over Brave Tenyi, maybe last week. Let's analyze the top performing decks. First of all, we have Branded Despia, which is a mid-range deck. Their key card was the Branded Fusion and also Branded Inbred, which generates a lot of advantages. On top of that, they can utilize Brave Token, which is another broken engine, and not to mention Pot of Prosperity to helps you to dig into your combo pieces or even entrant negation cards. They are pretty consistent with the Aluber that search for Branded Fusions, and then with the Mirror Jade that keep meals the Albion, which gets you another Branded Fusion every turn, is some sort of recursion that we could not deny. They have this branded opening that special summons, therefore plays around the restriction of the Brave Token, but also provides protection and it is in the grave. That's why you see people only playing 2 Alubor. Despian Comedy literally like protects your entire deck against Veiler and Impermanence, as it protects Alubor while in the hand and also fusion monster while in the grave. Brave token, just an engine to basically ensure your Branded Fusion resolves successfully. Worst case is a 2/2k body on board, and Omni negates and also a bounce with the equip spell. Pot of Prosperity, it baits Ash. If you are not negating, they are most likely drawing into Brave or Hand Trap Negations card. So for the hits, my take was nothing is gonna be banned, but the Brave token has to go. Aquamancer and Royal Armasia to 1 because they promote Degeneracy, is splashable almost to any decks. And then we have Branded Fusion to 2 to lower down the consistency. Yeah, that's my take for now, because I believe a Branded Fusion just makes this deck rise up high, but it's still fairly new, as it's just few months in on the structure deck Alba Strike. Next on we have Brave Tenyi. Yeah, the combo deck representative of this season, the Quistron and Aurodon shenanigans, and then with the Rose Dragon engine and a bunch of level 7 monster, they can just go into Baroness the Flu easily to protect their main combo, which is the shenanigans from Aurodon to Denglong, and then searching up a counter traps. Speaking of counter traps, the Denglong searches traps, meals a worm, special summon another monster when it is sent to the grave. I can greatly understand why it is banned over TCG, it's just too absurd. They are also doing pretty well, going second. They have tons of board breaking cards like the Dark Tenyi that bounce, the Baroness, Baxia, Brave Token engine as a whole is also great going second. So for the hits, Aurodon or the Denlong should be banned, and then the Brave Token engine should be addressed as well. So those are the only hits I wish for. The other decks like Flanders, Drytron and Eldritch is not worth mentioning as compared to these 2 top performing decks, so I'm skipping them this time around. So here's a glance on the Metagame Paradigm by Row of the King. There are 3 rows in this paradigm. We have Control, Mid-Range and Combo, where each of them acts as a counter against one another. So as you can see in these seasons, control decks are not doing pretty well, despite Despia as the mid-range representative is the top performing decks, but the sheer power of Despia just like cover up the advantage that control have over mid-range, I would say. So this is a diagram that you can refer to if you happen to wonder like why are you always losing to a certain decks. Maybe it was just because of the nature of the Yu-Gi-Oh! And then for the staples, you know, Konami likes to take some hits on staple as well if they are seeing too much of a play. Starting off with the monster, we have basically all the hand traps are staples that you can see people playing across every deck. Maxi and Ash Blossom is instant 3-ups. And then I see most people adopting 1 copy of Ghost Bell this season. It's a great hand traps against Despia. Velo is also great against Despia and also Brave Tenyi. And also Nibiru to address combo decks. And then for the spells, we have Call By, Cross Out, Pot of Prosperity, and also Lightning Storm. In OCG, Call By is at 2, Cross Out is at 1. At this point of time, I'm not sure whether these cards are being healthy for the game. And then Pot of Prosperity, we have Desire being semi-limited to 2 last Banlist. I can definitely see more pots are going to get hit as well, especially this one. And then lastly, we have the traps, Impermanence, Dimensional Barrier. For Despia, you can call out Fusion. For Brave Tenyi, you can call out Synchro. It's a great card for this season. And then Vanity Emptiness, just a Saki 1-up because it's limited. So my tag was to ban Crossout because it's been just too generic. And I think it's time to go. And then nothing to be limit, but I think Pot of Prosperity can go to 2. So let's sum up the prediction of mine for this upcoming April OCG ban list. Forbidden section, we have Aurodon or the Denglong. Either one of them should be banned, and also Crossout as I mentioned earlier. For the limited section, we have the Brave Token engine. Both Aquamancer and Royal Armasia should go to 1. And then for the semi-limited section, we have branded fusion, and also prosperity. Nothing else at the unrestricted section. So these are my takes on the upcoming ban list. Hopefully it makes sense to you. That's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment down below on your prediction as well. Anyway, stay safe guys. It's Eden signing out. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.